Hello my friends and welcome to Dark Souls 2 Season 2 with me, Notorious BLT. We're going to start a brand new game, and we're going to watch the intro, and then we're going to make our character. Now I have to say, I did try to record a first episode already, but it became a disaster because I got interrupted, etc. And now I'm just going to let you watch this, and I'll shut up.
In a dream, a murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drangleic. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish. Time after time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
Hey, so sorry about the cutout there, but unfortunately there was a crash right as it was loading into things betwixt. So here we are. Let's talk about what we're going to do for this playthrough. So the last time I played through this game, I don't want to say I did a heavy build because that's not exactly accurate. What I did was I did wear armor of I guess a heavier-ish sort. I used a battle axe and I attempted to dual wield in a lot of cases. Well, not in a lot of cases. In some cases I tried to dual wield. It didn't know it was work. Aha, there's an item. I didn't know it was work out. Twisted coin. So for a lot of times I ended up using like a tower shield and a one-handed weapon. usually the battle axe, or I would use a greatsword because this game likes to destroy your weapons. So this time, what I want to do is go through the game in a manner similar to a duelist. And what I mean by a duelist is like a rapier and an épée. An épée being kind of a long, pokey dagger. So that is my goal here. And one thing I want to mention right off the bat is don't expect a lot of like lore deep dive, because I don't really know this game, the lore for this game as well as I do for others. Like Dark Souls 1 and 3. Not that I know those, like, you know, super great, but I don't really know Dark Souls 2 lore very well at all. We are going to read the descriptions of items, though, okay? So let's start off here. An old rusted coin. Crushing the coin temporarily boosts luck. This rusted coin gives you that little extra bit of luck, making items and the like easier to find. The coin is engraved with the image of a god that was worshipped in ancient times, but no one knows its true origin. The dark sign, and by the way, that big, like, what would you call that? Kind of typhoon, well, not typhoon, the big, like, whirlpool at the end of the cutscene, I think is definitely supposed to represent the dark sign. Like, the thing that we have on the back of our shoulder. Although I don't remember where it's supposed to classically show up on Undead. I thought in Dark Souls 1 it showed up on your chest? Or maybe it shows up on your chest and your back, I don't know. The dark sign, or an accursed mark. The dark sign induces death, returning the player to the last bonfire rested at the cost of all souls held. Do what you must to gather the pieces, scraping them into some semblance of a whole, before the will to do so fades. And we've got our black separation crystal, a symbol of farewells that has been passed down since time immemorial. The crystal sends phantoms back to their home, or sends you back to yours. Whether ending in hope or despair, encounters are valuable experiences. Beware of fickle use of this item. Bone of Order, online play only. You will be punished for fleeing from other worlds by disconnecting unjustly. However, this charm will disperse the ire directed at you. But sins are not easily buried, and there's no telling if you will be let off so easily next time. Each encounter in life is a precious turn of fate, and fate will not be cheated. And then we've got our crappy gear. Hemp hood that fully covers the face provides protection from the elements and little more. The cursed souls who wander the lands have a strange way of ending up here, as if drawn from afar by some force. And the rest of these are basically all the same. So let's go inside and meet the Firekeepers, shall we? Which is what the people in here are.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse.
It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
Alright, now we actually get into character creation, thank God. Notorious. BLT. Yes.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look.
Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Alright, Our class. We're going to choose Knight because Knight is a class that I think has a good spread of stats to start. And we're going to choose the healing wares because that's just what I want. Okay. Body type, we're male. We're going to do a somewhat thinner build because, you know, we want to be like a fast Pokemon. Not a Pokemon, you know, a man that pokes is what I'm trying to say. And I want to do somebody with a little bit darker skin. We're going to do like this. Our hair, I want to do this because that hair is just amazing. I think this was the color that I chose last time, yes. Okay. And then we chose like that. Our brow color's got to be roughly the same as our other color there. Eye color, I think I actually want to do green. Hey. Yeah. Actually, hang on. No, yeah, that's good, that's good. Now the beard, we gotta have the face hair. And we want beard hair roughly the same color as our other stuff. We don't want a tattoo, we don't want any of this other stuff. So that's good there. In bad settings, we don't need any of that. So I think we're good. We're gonna finish our creation, yes.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you never know.
That's one thing about Dark Souls 2. Everybody wants to make fun of you in this game, and I just don't understand why.
And trot along to the kingdom.
But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong at all. I am going to lose my souls a lot. That's for sure. Alright, so here we are. We're now human. We can run around. We got our, what is this, a longsword? I think, no, this is probably a broadsword is my guess, right? Hello? Yeah, you're a broadsword. The straight sword is sufficient in most respects and effective in most situations, if wielded properly. Those who aspire to master the sword are certain to wield this at some point during their journey. Well, we should probably read some of this stuff too, huh? Small stone made up of crystallized souls. Gradually restores a small amount of HP. Often found near abandoned corpses, as if it were what remains of the soul. Dim glimmer of these mysterious stones brighten with the passage of time. Rare stone with so brilliant a shine would fetch a handsome price, but what value could it really have, without knowing who died to leave it behind? We've got the poison moss, faintly poisonous clump of moss. When ingested, it counteracts poison and cleanses one's insides. It's like a juice cleanse, but made of moss. That is not actually part of the description. Yeah, okay, you all know. If enough poison builds up in the body to break out and cause poisoning, your HP will start to decrease. If you wish to stay alive, you would do well to keep a supply close at hand. And we've already read the dark sign, the coin, and all this other crap. So we want to read our... No. There we go. Armor worn by the Volgan falconers. Domestic Volgan soldiers are infamously timid, so it is no wonder that this fierce band of mercenary falconers was hired to compensate. In practice, they serve as bodyguards for the affluent elite, and they serve well, such that nobody dares scrutinize their backgrounds. I'm assuming the rest is roughly the same. So, let's get our... I forget what the heck is in here. Human effigy. Excellent. So I think that means we have two. So I took the healing wares just to kind of give us a little bit of a break at the start. And when I say a break, I mean like, so we don't have to spend so much time gathering or buying things.
This is a limbo. A link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveller, I know that you must have a story. Why else would you visit such a place? This lost, decayed kingdom.
Alright. We're not going to talk to these folks too much because we have a place to be. No, I'm not going to read most of these stones. They're basically just tutorial stones. They tell you how to do things. That's it. Oh, there's an ogre for us to go kill, isn't there? There is. There is. To get a ring. To get a ring. Am I going to be able to kill this ogre? I have no freaking idea. Ogres typically ruin my life. Although, isn't there a way to get that from here? Yes, you just come down here, is it? Yeah. Alright. I will take you. Smooth and Silky Stone, which we will give to the birds, which we should probably read. If I'm right, the Smooth and Silky Stone gives you health back? A Smooth and Silky Stone, used to slightly restore HP. The shine of this stone is no ordinary polish, and can only be achieved over a long period. Some in this land are in search of such stones. Some in this land meaning bird people. Basically. Basically, it just means bird people. This ogre is likely going to kill me a lot. Just telling you. Because he's a big old meanie pants. Or, well, no pants, because, you know, ogre. But he's guarding an item that I want. You also take, like, 1.5 tons of damage, which I hate. Oh, Jesus Christ. Isn't the item that you have somewhere back here? Yeah, you can't fit through here, so don't even try. No, this is just the ramp out. Shoot. Hey, you. Yeah, it doesn't do very much, does it? Oof. My God. He swipes so hard. Do the sit down. Hey, do the sit down. Okay, that's also fine, I suppose. The problem with these ogres is that if they touch you once, you're pretty much dead. Well, maybe not if they touch you, but if they grab you, you're toast. Oh, Jesus. You know what? I'm out of here. Although, if I can run by you, maybe that'll be okay. Ogres at this stage of the game are just, they're horrible. Once you get a better weapon, they're not so bad. Right now, they're pretty heinous. There it is. Gold pine resin. And now we flee. Okay. We'll probably come back and kill him later. I'm not going to kill him right now, because I see no point in it. Although, I think he might drop a ring? Does he drop a ring? I'm not sure that he does. A rare pine resin with a golden glint. Applies lightning to right-hand weapon. The affected weapon inflicts lightning damage for a short time, particularly effective against foes who are resistant to magic and fire. Alright, so now we get into the actual tutorial area, and you can't... Wait a minute. I got the torch, yeah? It was the corpse over here that dropped the torch? Am I crazy? Torch? Torch? I forget how one lights a torch, how one brandishes a torch. How does one do that? Oh, yes, okay, we do have a torch. Although it doesn't show us exactly how much time we have on it, huh? 5 minutes? So you can go around and light all these braziers. I believe if you do so, though, you end up summoning a man who wants to kill you. You get an invader. I believe. Which we may do later, and that brings me to another point. I am likely not going to play this game online for most of it, because I have no desire to deal with invaders. I want to try to enjoy this game and not be annoyed by hackers. Because there was a large number of people that invaded me the last time I played the game that were absolutely hacking. Why do I say that? Because they did things like having infinite health, or you know, you knock them down after a backstab, and somehow they just get right back up. And God, what was one of the other ones? I think we ran into one that was just totally invulnerable. I say we because Teoport and I played this game together a bunch. So if you guys do want to play co-op, I am down for that. I am absolutely down for that. You just got to let me know so that I can turn the game's multiplayer functions on. Okay? Alright, so now we have the beginnings of do-wieldy goodness. Just not yet, really, because, you know... Ow! That was very rude. It's extremely rude. The nice thing about the dagger, it is fast. It is very fast. Even the R2 is fast. I mean, the R1 is obviously faster, but the R2 is quite speedy. So this is kind of the setup that I want to have for the most part. Although we can't power stance right now, that is still fine. There we go. Got our life gem. Life gems are essentially your main healing mechanism in the game, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I can tell. Ah yes, the birds. Hello? Do you not want to talk? You talked a whole heck of a lot last time. Eh? Hey. We're gonna leave this here for you.
Smooth. Yeah, silky smooth.
Magic stone.
Give it smooth. Yes, you. Give us silky.
Indeed. We got a magic stone. Where the hell that means? What magic stone somewhere? Is it? What? Oh, here we go. Jesus. I forgot there was even more to the menu. An altered state of Titanite. Use on weapon to convert wielder's intelligence into attack. Cannot be used on shields. Sorcerers at the Melfian Magic Academy once attempted to imbue Titanite with various elements, but are said to have failed. Someone must have succeeded, though. What else would explain this stone? So one other thing I want to mention. I am likely to get a little bit of magic. I don't remember if there is a repair spell in Dark Souls 2, but if there is, I would like to have it, because the lighter weapons tend to break a lot faster than the heavy stuff. And that can become a problem when you're trying to go through the game with, at least as far as I'm concerned, it can become a problem when you're trying to go through the game in a manner which uses, like, a specific set of weapons, you know what I'm saying? So, we just have to be careful about that. So, we are going to go through that other fog gate that's behind us, but I just want to show you this. You can get here eventually and go across and fight that ogre, but beware there is another ogre, and also, I don't remember when he supposedly is supposed to show up, but there is a pursuer that will show up there as well. When did I lose more health? Oh, it's it's probably from the drop. That's my guess. This is Ambush Town. Get wrecked. Oh, the jumps. Ooh, God. Don't fall off now. Amber Herb. Herb? Isn't this one of the things that gives you back spells? So there's your spell use. An annual herb with an amber color so deep it gives the impression of luminescence. Restores a small number of spell uses. It is the mistaken belief of many that the flowers of this herb do not blossom. However small, white flowers do not do blossom during dusk when the moon is visible. Ah, the Dark Souls 2 jump is so much better than the Dark Souls 1 jump, I will say that. Because you don't have to double tap B, you can just hit the... Well, on a controller, it's the left stick. You just press it in, and suddenly you're jumping, which is so nice. Alright, Dark Souls 2 is also the one that introduced the ability to... what am I thinking of here? To do the speedy climb of a tower. Ow. That was terrible on my part. However, you do use up your stamina very, very quickly, which does get a little frustrating. I do kind of wish that they hadn't made you use up stamina when you quickly climb, or at least not made you use it up quite so quickly. Overall, I think the Dark Souls 2 did a lot of things very correct. That is one thing that I will likely talk about quite a bit during this series, is I will talk about what I think the Dark Souls 2 does well and what it doesn't do well. Because, I mean, even though some people may not agree, there are things that I think the Dark Souls 2 could have done much better. Let's see. Defeat the master of the world you have invaded to acquire a token of spite. The residual sins of those who have succumbed to dark temptations are contained in the form of the cracked red-eye orb. So that is an online invadey item if you really want it. Now, this other hole over here we cannot go into. Because we need a fragrant branch of yore in order to get in, because there's a statue in the way. But they do let you see a preview of the horrors that you will be facing, like the cursed frogs. And I think that dude has a bow. Yeah, I think that dude has a bow. So you get shot at while you're trying to deal with the freaking cursed frogs. And then all hell breaks loose. Actually, well, I know we don't have a fragrant branch, but I just want to show, you know. A statue blocks your way. You can't squeeze past it, you can't do shit. You just gotta sit there and deal. I suppose one of the nice things about having two weapons is that we will be... I still don't understand this. This whole area. Rifleteers, but wary of... okay, well, how do people die so often here? What is going on? I think one of y'all tried to explain it to me before, but I don't understand. Majula. Majula. So there is, I don't want to call it a secret per se, but there is like a little area where you can drop off down here and get some goodies. Gonna grab this Divine Blessing. This goes to what? I think that might go to the Giant Forest? Forest of Giants? I almost called it the Tomb of Giants. That is not what it is. What did we just get? We just got a Divine Blessing. Holy water endowed with a divine blessing. Cures status effects and fully restores HP. Water blessed by an ancient goddess. Her name is long forgotten, and the Magic Academy of Melfia denies even her existence. In any age, there are those who refuse to see reason. It is their meddling that distorts the truth. I think they're talking about the Academy of Melfia, because, you know, they're like, this person never existed. The holy blessings are just... I have no idea what their explanation is because they didn't really say on there. But I think y'all get what's going on here. Basically, people being foolish and saying, hey, history never happened. So we got a Morning Star, we got a Cleric's Sacred Climb. Cleric's Sacred Chime. There's a ch in there. Not a like an L. So we got Binox and we got a Morning Star. And wait, we got something else in there, didn't we? No new items here, but we got the Morning Star. A club fitted with a spiked head. The spikes of this blunt weapon cause bleeding, normally wielded by clerics, but clearly intended to draw blood. And we also didn't read the dagger. Has only modest attack and short reach, but can be jabbed in rapid succession. With a powerful critical attack, this is a potent weapon in the hands of the capable. I don't actually know if you can backstab with a left-hand weapon. We'll have to see. Binoculars are used to peer at distant sights. Equip in place of a weapon to use. A rare tool crafted in Vulgan. These won't help you in battle, but with a little creativity can be put to good use. You can actually use those to sight out for basically magic sniping, as far as I know. Most clerics receive this as their first sacred chime, a catalyst for miracles and hexes. To use miracles, equip a sacred chime and attune a miracle at a bonfire. The strength of most miracles is affected by the caster's faith. I don't recall where this goes, but I believe there is loot back here for us. What is this? Right, therefore chest. This is one thing that when I start playing offline is going to cause some problems, maybe. Be wary of chest. This is not a mimic, is it? No. Is it trapped? Well, you know what? Because here's the thing. I remember some things about Dark Souls 2. I don't remember much. So this is probably going to feel, to most people, as if I have never played this game in my life. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Wait, did I use it? I used the health gem. That was foolish. I was just coming back here for that anyway. Why bother? Why bother? Alright. Let's use this. You're not a mimic, I'm almost certain. But you are trapped, I'm fairly positive. No? No? Rusted coin? How is it that I have thought for so long that you were a death trap? Oh, right, I forgot. You have to spam A to open the things. Right, and this is down... This goes down towards... something. This goes down towards... what? Yeah. This goes down towards Hade's Tower of Flame, I think. Here. Here what? Alright, well, let's go back up to Majula. So, some things that I have read that I think will assist me at least a little bit for Dark Souls 2 is that the way that people tend to view the combat is a little bit more on the tactical side. It's a lot more about the stick and move kind of thing, I guess is how I'd put it. So it's just like a poke and run sort of thing. You don't really want to... There's no spamming of R1s to be had, really. I mean, you can do that, but it tends to get you killed. Try jumping off. No! No, I will not.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
That is one thing about Dark Souls 2. They don't give you a lot in the ways of Estus Flask. You got to get the shards to upgrade the flask, which
Go
is
on
totally
and
fine.
See the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick.
You may level up at the. You may level up by the power of the Emerald Herald.
Bearer
Yes.
of the curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
That's not true. People. The reason I say that's not true is because people have done low-level or soul-level 1 runs of this game and succeeded.
Seek those whose names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away.
Now, if I remember right, she has 2 different color eyes. I think she has like 1 green eye and 1 purple eye.
Bearer of the curse, seek souls. Larger, more powerful souls. Seek the king. That is the only way. Lest this land swallow you whole, as it has so many others.
I don't think we can level up, but we might as well look. No, we need a lot more than that. Can't upgrade.
Over the hill and past the forest is the king's castle, where a man peered straight into the essence of the soul. But whatever came of it? Those who come to Drangleic seeking salvation soon lose hope and turn hollow. It happens to them all, sooner or later. That blue knight at the base of the tower, his spirit is already broken. Although he does offer sound advice. Perhaps he is a foreshadowing of your own future. That tiny thing inside the ruins. An ancient being that will mock your very existence.
My favorite character.
She imparts sound wisdom. Provided you find her on a good day. The sign you bear will drain your very souls. And without souls, you will turn hollow. Stay strong. Do not lose hope. Even when you have precious little time. For when the undead dies, it is never truly dead, but only one step closer to hollowing. Not all undead are hollows, but all hollows were once undead. If you find an Estus shard, bring it to me.
And we will.
So that I may ease your burden. Over the hill and past the...
Okay.
But what a...
Over the hill and through the woods. To Giant Guy's house we go. So one of the first things we're going to do is actually upgrade our Estus Flask, and you may ask how we're going to do that, unless you've played this game before and then you know exactly what I'm doing. What we're doing is going to find an item near some horrible monsters. Right here in Majula. The horrible monsters I'm talking about. You might be able to see them right there. I don't know if I have... Do I have the... No, I don't have the Binox on my bar. Binox, where you at? Binox? You count as a weapon. That's right. See that right there? That freaking pig? Right there? You see it in the grass? Yeah, that's a horrible monster. Don't mess with it. Don't. I'm warning you. It's gonna hurt you real bad. Where's the freaking weight of this thing? Is this it? That's the weight. Okay, 0.3. That's fine, but we're still gonna get rid of it because it makes us go a little less far when it comes to dodging. So you hit that, and then this comes up. Super cool. Love it. This is probably one of my favorite things about Dark Souls 2, is that they did stuff like that, like environmental bits. It's locked. We can't use it. So we are going to get... we are going to use that Estus Shard for stuff. We're going to give it to the Emerald Herald, whose name I forget. And we're going to come talk to this guy.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and, I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind.
This is actually one thing that I think the Dark Souls 2 did that was interesting at the very least. I don't think it was good or bad, I just thought it was very interesting, is that they have this mechanic in the game, well, maybe it's not necessarily a mechanic, but for certain... Actually, I think it's for all the vendors. If you buy enough stuff from them, their attitude changes, or they give you something, or they move, or do something else. I thought it was neat.
I came from the west, from Volgan. Have you been there? It's a lively place, vibrant with trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway. I don't even know why I'm still here. Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really. A group calling themselves the Blue Sentinels have gained much power in Volgan. You can't even run a shop without their blessing. They claim to be working for the greater good, but it's absolute hogwash. Oh, by the gods, why the hell am I here? Oh. Well, I...
You will see me again, dude. Absolutely. Positively. No doubt about it in my mind. This is going to be one... quite something ahead. Hurrah for chest. Now, I don't believe there's actually a way to tell if chests are mimics in this game. Titanite shard, sweet. Right, I forgot. This is the one where you have to hold down and hit the button, otherwise you just jump off and you may have a horrible time. Alright, there is loot around here. There we go. I'm going to say, I know there's loot around here somewhere. We got a life gem. Very nice. Life gems are not terribly expensive, so it's not like It's not a huge deal if you have to spend souls on buying them, but that does kind of get to something that I think is less good in Dark Souls 2. Homeward Bone. Oh, 5 Homeward Bones, in fact. We do not want to touch this. From what I remember, this shrine, it's a covenant, but it makes the game much harder. There is an achievement that you get for defeating the game. Yeah, for beating the game with that, while being a part of that covenant. But screw that. That's not what we're all about. What was I saying? Oh, one thing that I think that Dark Souls 2 did not do very well was the aspect of soul memory. Soul memory to me is kind of poop. Visions of sniper spot, therefore visions of locking on. All right. That's not to say that Dark Souls 2 is bad. I don't want any of the criticisms that I throw against Dark Souls 2 to have anybody thinking that I think that the game is terrible, because it's not. I think that it's still a very good game. I just think it would have maybe been better if it wasn't linked to Dark Souls in the first place, although I do think that it does do some interesting lore things, like it does introduce the concept of the cycle, like this never-ending cycle. These are all probably saying, hey, jump off. In classic Dark Souls trolling fashion. I seem to remember there's an item up here somewhere. Fatigue ahead. So I think that Dark Souls 3 did the best job in terms of how they link up people for multiplayer. Because in Dark Souls 3, it is basically all based on your weapon upgrade level, which is really, at least in terms of invasions, that's really the best way to go about it, I think. So what is this? That's the number of deaths that have happened in this game. And then what's this? Letters are worn beyond recognition. I thought there was something up with this that you could actually, like, see a thing or something. I don't remember. But anyway, we're going to talk to, I think his name is Salden. He's basically the crestfallen warrior of this game.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Drangleic these days, there are very few places like that. I am Salden. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here. Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody.
So that's not 100% true. We can't... Well, okay, actually it is true that we cannot break the curse, but there is a way in this land to circumvent it. Not Majula specifically, but in this area, or in this world, okay? In this world, there's a way to kind of circumvent it temporarily? As long as you're wearing specific things, you can circumvent it.
Do you know much about souls? Even I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself. Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there. We undead will never die. And that's quite a predicament, really. There are 4 beings in this land with giant souls. And wherever you go from here, you'll sooner or later come up against them. Each has a powerful soul and a terrible curse. If that frightens you, then you ought to just give up right now, like I have. Do you ever cry out for help? The journey of an undead is long and treacherous. You'll face invaders from other worlds at every turn. If you need help, why not proclaim faith in the Blue Sentinels? When you face danger, the Blue Sentinels will come to your aid. Protection is yours, if you wish. You need only accept their kind embrace.
Yes. There's our first covenant that we're going to join. It's certainly not the Covenant of Champions or whatever that gets called. Screw that place. That place is evil. We got the blue seal.
That is a wise decision. People are weak, but the Blue Sentinels watch over us in their benevolence. Let the Sentinels cradle you in their embrace. Do you feel lonely here? It suits me just fine, as I've nothing left anyway. It will grow on you, this place. Give it some time.
Gotta learn the gesture.
Do you see the way beyond the bonfire? That will take you to the forest of the giants. There was once a great fort, but little of it remains. You may just find something there that will be of use on your journey. But don't venture too far inside, or you might not come back. Hade's Tower of Flame lies beyond the far gate. In the cathedral, the Apostles of Blue gather. But the road leading there is perilous. The gate is rigged with some contraption. But how it works, I just don't know. Have you seen that pit, that gaping hole in the earth? I don't know what it's like down below, but I wouldn't suggest trying to find out. Besides, you'll never make it down there. Not without a ladder of some sort.
That's a little bit of a hint at the NPC that we need for later. There's Laddersmith Gilligan, I think is his name.
The flame you see there is a bonfire. They exist all across the land, beacons to we undead. If you are tired, try resting beside the flame. The flame heals us. Long ago, a woman called a firekeeper watched over each bonfire. She kept the flame lit and guarded it from those who would extinguish it. I wonder where the firekeepers went.
Two things betwixt, that's my guess.
Did you notice any letters on the ground on the way here? These are messages that have jumped the fissures between worlds. In Drangleic, the flow of time is convoluted. Things shift and waver, twist and turn. Poignant wishes, dashed dreams. The messages convey our very inner thoughts. If your will to soldier on falters, try leaving a message. Somebody out there is sure to listen. You may notice symbols that appear upon the ground. These are summon signatures. They call upon spirits from other worlds through the schisms in time. If you fear hollows, find summon signatures to call upon spirits to help you. Do you see the way beyond the book?
Okay.
But don't.
I think, if I'm right,
You find peace on your journey.
if I'm right, Salden has, like, the most to say out of all the NPCs in Majula. Alright, let's go. I think his name is Lengrast. I think that's this dude's name.
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant. But now somebody's gone and locked the door.
Yeah, there's a window that he could certainly get to. Although maybe he's a little too stout to get through. I don't know.
I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools. Bring me that key. Chop chop.
This dude's voice sounds super familiar. I don't know who it is that he sounds like, but he sounds like somebody. Sounds like a cartoon character that I remember.
I'm a blacksmith. Bring.
All right, last and best NPC, in my opinion. Oh, actually, we should go talk to Maulin again. Because I think he might have something we want to purchase. I don't remember if he just sells armor or if he sells a lot of other stuff.
Coming back.
No, he just sells armor and shields, right. Let's see. He doesn't have any 100% block shields, and that's fine. That's one thing about Dark Souls 2, is that early on there's not a lot of things that have 100% block. And that's really, honestly, just fine. Well, that's the other thing. If you buy more stuff from him, he does actually expand his wares. At least if I remember right, the more stuff you buy, the more he expands. Oh, there you are.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat. Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalqua. Enchanté. So, what did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
Can you tell why I like her? She's a poofy kitty. I love this cat. Okay, so... Oh, what? For some reason I don't remember this whole thing with, like, having a covenants list. So we can buy rings from her. We've got the Ring of the Evil Eye. I should have actually read some of Maulin's stuff as well. A modest but inexplicably disturbing ring. Absorb HP from each enemy defeated. Peer too closely at the rare stone that forms the eye of this ring, and things that writhe and stir may come into focus. Silver Cat Ring, reduces fall damage. Legend has it that when cats grow old, a force brews within them, and they are reborn as something new. The Red Eye Ring, let's see, become easier to be detected by enemies. This is essentially like if you want a tank, you put this on, and I think it draws enemies to you. If it is tranquility that you seek, then you should never have left your home. If you seek strife, then fair enough, but no need to overdo it. The Name Engraved Ring, a special ring that can be engraved with the name of a god, becomes easier to connect to worlds of players who choose the same god. There are countless vestiges of long-lost gods in the ruins of Drangleic, or perhaps they are the very same gods as ours, only known by different names. So this is just, it's an online thing. You choose the same name as somebody else, and then you just see their summon signs. And then the Ring of Whispers, which we certainly want for later. Ring worn by Roy the Explorer. Hear the inner voices of surrounding foes, useful for locating hidden enemies, and perhaps for a few other things as well. And then she's got some Homeward Bones, which we forgot to read the ones that we picked up. A White Ashen Bone. Return to the last bonfire rested at. Bonfires burn on the bones of undead. And this bone, belonging to one whose journey was cut short, has the power to travel to bonfires, as if it yearns to resume its futile quest. Prism Stones, which we'll probably want to pick up for some areas later. A slightly warm rock emits a beautiful phasing aura of 7 colors, with a very rare eighth. The Prism Stone does nothing special, but if you feel you may lose your way, it can serve as a path marker. Alluring Skull. Skull of unknown ownership. Smashing it releases traces of souls, which attract nearby foes. Does not work on all enemies, but can prove useful in unexpected ways. And then the last one is Lloyd's Talisman. Talisman used by Cleric Knights. Block Estus recovery within a limited area. It is said that the Cleric Knights use these talismans to hunt down accursed undead. Cleric Knights fight with pride, and by blocking the recovery of the undead. They can also fight with impunity. Alright, so that's it for what she's got. Let's talk to her a little.
This place is already dead. Everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful? This place is fascinating.
We receive only the most peculiar visitors. Folk like yourself. It's enough to keep even a cat amused.
Yes, indeed.
Are you going to see the old ones? Those four who have grown so incredibly ancient. They must have sprouted quite a thick coat of moss by now. For heaven's sake, no one even knows their names anymore. Imagine that. Yes, nothing like yourself. For you have a most pleasant scent that grows nicer with each passing day.
How she knows, I have no idea, because we've only been here for less than an hour.
Have you made friends with the man by the sea? He's lost everything. Absolutely everything. The only thing he's good for now is a few tidbits on covenants. Covenants are a type of, well, contract, you might say. You give something to gain something. That's the way humans like it, right? It might be just the thing you need. But what does a cat know? Did you see that oddly formed rock behind here? Long ago they called it Victor's Stone, as I recall. If you wish to face greater challenges, speak to the rock. Although, you'd just as well not. This place is already dead. Everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful?
All right.
Nothing suited you, I presume? Well, that's dismaying.
I love poofy cats. All right, let's go upgrade our Estus flask. And then we're going to get ready to go to the Forest of Giants, or the Giant Forest, or whatever you want to call it. I always forget what her name is, other than the Emerald Herald.
Bearer of the curse.
Yes, the Seek Lest. Oh, Jesus. No, hang on. Upgrade flask, yes. And there it is. Now our flask is strengthened, and for whatever reason there's something very loud outside. So we should put our flask on our bar. That, put that on the first slot, and then the... Oh, no, not that. This. Thank you. Alright, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Ooh, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you all did enjoy it, and if you did, you know what to do. That's me from me, Notorious BLT. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you all next time. Bye-bye, folks.